What is up, guys? My name is Andrew and welcome to Space Engineers episode number 27 on Pertam. This is the last episode we'll be spending on Pertam for the time being, because in episode 28, which is next episode, we're going to be lifting off to space. And in this episode, we've got to prepare by building the ship. But before we do that, let's talk about reavers. So I did not remove reavers after the crazy attacks last episode, but I did lower their capabilities. And by that, I just mean I lowered their respawn rates so that fewer of them will spawn, hopefully. Now, unfortunately, that also affects the air traffic, but that should be fine since those were kind of not really doing anything to us. So yeah, reavers are gonna spawn less. We might still get a few of them in this episode, but they should not be crazy like they were last time. Now that said, I do want to make sure we still have ammo, so let me just take a look real quick. I believe you can just type ammo. Yeah, so it looks like Bert has ammo. That's good. What about Ernie? Ernie has ammo. Awesome. Ernie came in clutch last episode with that last reaver that attacked us, so good job for Ernie. Now, unfortunately, I don't think the GAT-7... No, GAT-7 does have a little bit of ammo. Okay, I'm gonna... Oops, did not want to do that. Okay, I just transferred all of the ammo casually. Let me just yoink, 5 of that. Let me just give, 4 of that to this guy, because I would rather the GAT-7 have... Now, the GAT-7 goes through ammo like crazy, so... You know what? Let's just give it 2 more. Honestly, I think it should have way more than that as well, but it should be fine. We have a lot more ammo in there that the Berts could take. Now, do we have any missiles though? Small cargo container does have missiles, and yeah, we do. We have 60 missiles in this thing. Okay, so as far as ammo goes, we are good. So the majority of this episode will be actually making this ship right here, because last episode we built a little bit of a shell for it, and now we need to actually complete the thing so that next episode we can take off with the thing. Ooh, I have some blocks here that I apparently dropped, but I did do a tad bit of design work just before the episode, trying to figure out how I wanted this thing to look, and so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the engines right there, we're going to have the main ship right here, and then the design work that I did was mostly on the front. So I built a kind of step up to the cockpit. So we'll have a little set of steps right here. The cockpit's going to be right there, kind of in the middle, a little bit kind of on the left side. Oh, it's so trippy trying to build straight up, isn't it? But yeah, that's where the cockpit's going to be. And then down here, you can also kind of walk under the cockpit, and you'll have another little cargo area where you can do sorts of things. And we'll probably have a weapon on this side, maybe, or maybe just on the sides. I don't know. Yeah, probably just on the sides. Because in order to step down right here, we had to go to the outer shell, so it's a lot thinner right here. In fact, it would make a lot of sense if we had a door right here, so that we could pressurize this and this separately, because this is a lot thinner. But let's weld in some of these blocks, because this is what I want to keep it as, and we're gonna figure out if we can put that door in, because I think that's a good idea. Okay, so these doors are actually small grid. Unfortunately, they're huge. I don't think I could manage to fit that in there. What about the other ones? So they do actually have this door right here, which we could maybe manage to get put somewhere. I don't know. This is a small block door. Does it take up one? Yeah, it takes up 1 block. So yeah, we could probably stick this right there maybe. It's a little bit weird here. Let's try and remove these. If I go yoink, yoink, yoink. Maybe yoink is not the right word. But if I put I could probably manage to stick this right there, couldn't I? All right, so so the doors are kind of huge on this. I do wish they were a little bit smaller, so they could only take up this amount of space, but they take up this space as well. So unfortunately, it kind of goes all the way out here, but I think we can still get through. Yeah, we can still kind of get through here. It's a little bit tight, but it should be fine, especially since we can access the cockpit from here. We won't necessarily need to use these stairs, but if we need to, we can get through. You just need to maybe wiggle a little bit to try and get through. But I do like that door placement. It'll allow us to be pressurized on both this front half, which is a little bit less protected, and this back half, which is much more protected, and also contains the end. We might stick another door back here or something, leading into the engine room. But we're gonna have to figure that out. Let's just build the shell for now. We need to get the shell built, and then we can kind of figure out how we want to lay it out. So let's just start with a lot of this shell and get this welded in. All right, we're doing some pretty good work on the shell. I've got a lot of the bottom kind of figured out. I've added some spaces for windows and the shell where the second stage is going to be. So we have 2 connectors that are going to connect to the second stage, which is going to be here. Generally, ooh, pasta. yeah, two connectors to the second stage, and then we have these windows, so you can actually see the second stage down there. And then once it's gone, it's going to open up to this beautiful view. Once we're in space, we'll be able to see the planet below us and that sort of thing. And then when you get over here, you've got this thing that sort of kind of sends you one way or the other. So you can either go this way up to the cockpit, or you can go this way, which would go down to the. I guess this would be like a cargo hold or something. I don't really know what we'd put in here, but like we'll put something. We'll find it. We'll figure it out. And then I want to put another door as well that I might put right here, which would lead into the engine room. But I don't really know if this is going to be that accessible, so we might not even want that. I mean, I could stick a door right here if we want to just put another door for the heck of it. That would just separate these rooms a little bit. But yeah, let's get these engines figured out, and then let's kind of set up the. Actually, wait, hang on. What do I want to do? Oh, before I do anything else, I was going to say that we might actually add like some sort of wing on the side just to make it less blocky, because currently it's going to look like a big cylinder. If we just kind of continue this way, it's just going to be a giant cylinder going all the way up, which is going to look a little weird. So we're going to want to figure out a couple of ways to make it look a little bit less boring. So we're going to add something, I don't know what, maybe some things to hold thrusters or something, because we do need thrusters in every direction. Currently we only have the one direction figured out. But you know what, right now let's work on these thrusters. We're going to get them all built up, and then we're going to get all their components in, because we do need a little bit of hydrogen for this one. We need to set up some batteries for these ones. So yeah, let's just get those set up for now. And yeah, actually real quick as well, I want to run a quick test because this thing right here, a couple of you guys commented, or maybe one of you guys commented, I don't know how many it was, but we never actually tested this thing with a full load. So actually, let me add some batteries to this thing, just so we have a decent idea of how heavy this ship is going to be. I'll add a couple of batteries right in the middle, like this, because batteries are very heavy, even before you weld them. Like, they have all their weight before you weld them, so batteries are something you can cheese very easily in the game. By placing a bunch of them, you can add a lot of weight. Okay, so I'm looking for my outer wheels, and we're just going to add a propulsion override to see if they can still go. And indeed they can. So let's okay, we got to be very careful. This thing, it's really, you know, I'm just gonna let it fall. I really need to figure out a way to add some like buttons or something and to control this this speed, but I think it's gonna be really difficult to do that. The speed really kind of depends on how much weight you have on it, so it's gonna be kind of difficult. All right, let's get those engines built. I wonder if I can from here. Can we grab, let's grab an ion engine first. I highly doubt we have all the materials here, but you know, we might. Number 8. Large ion thrusters of the small grid variety. Kabam. We can't draw. Okay, that display is actually for this thing. I said all withdrawn. Wow, I guess we have thruster components here. Okay. In that case, let's build these things up. Is that a bad thing that they're like that they're all going? I don't know. I mean, they're not going to do anything on the planet, so we don't need to worry about them crushing. Ah, okay, maybe we do. And I think crushing was the wrong word. We don't need to worry about them smash? What? We don't need to worry about them burning us. That's the word. Burn. Burns are what happen when you get too hot. Okay. Hydrogen engine. Let's grab one of these. We're using a large one. Oh, that is a mean thruster thing, if I've ever seen one myself. But anyways, these thrusters, I don't think we're going to connect to this large one, because I think there are small, yeah, there are small ones on the sides that we're probably going to connect to. Because they're much easier. You don't need a large one to carry hydrogen. You only need a small one. Honestly, I think the large one is just there for convenience. But let's grab all the materials we would need for these guys, and a couple of them. We don't want to build just one. We want to build one right here and one right here. We'll do a little bit of redundancy, because redundancy is always nice. I wonder if we can do something with this corner that would look good. Like, can we make it expand out or something? You know, it's only just occurred to me as I'm making this awesome, cool engine thing with all these nice, cool angles that my hinge has turned a little bit, making our ship lean off to the... What is this, the right? Yeah, I wonder if we can turn this or if it's too heavy at this point. Let's give it a go. Using build vision, we will attempt to... Hey, we can turn it. Awesome. I must have forgotten to do rotor lock. That's weird. There we go. Yeah, so you see, well, it was moving a second ago. Yeah, it's moving a little bit. Let's just put on hinge lock, and it should stop it from doing anything crazy. But anyway, yeah, okay, so I think we're gonna try and do this. We're using these cool angles to try and make it look awesome, and not just like blocky and stuff. So I think we're gonna try and do that right here as well. So what we're doing is pretty much like coming out like over here, doing something cool like this. I don't know if we want to do it right there though. Maybe let's do it one up. There we go. That's not that bad. And if I wanted to continue this line right here, I could even do this. I'm thinking the bottom is looking pretty solid at this point with all these cool angles. We still have to do this whole other side, but let's get some of these done. These areas right here. Now that I've built up the shell a little. So in terms of hydrogen engine, we have two options. So we can go with a large hydrogen engine, and that would fit right there, but it's really gigantic and would take up all of our space. Alternately, we could go with the small hydrogen engine, which is much more space, like you can use a lot more space. What is the difference in capacity, I wonder? Okay, so the large guy has a storage capacity of 500,000 liters compared to the small guy, which has a storage capacity of 15,000 liters. So 500,000 versus 15,000, which means in order to get to about one of these, you need about 30 of these guys to equal one of these guys. So that's fine though, because these are going to be a lot easier to stick in places that we want back there. Plus, we don't actually need that much hydrogen, so we don't need this gigantic thing. All we need is something like that. Let's grab a couple more steel plates. Yoink. And we'll be good to place those. So, yeah, so we need 30 of these guys to equal one of the large ones, but we can just do something like this. We can just put 3 right there, maybe, and do another same thing right here. 1, 2, 3. And that's already pretty solid. This right here is about 1/5 of the large one. Equally, we could do something on the bottom like this. 1, 2, 3. And we could do 1, 2, oops. 2, 3, and that would be 2/5 of the thing. And then if we put 1 right here and maybe 1 right here, then we've got almost half of what the large one would store, which is fine by me. I don't need anything crazy. And this leaves us some space to do some other stuff. So one thing I want to do is an O2H2 generator. And I want to also do an oxygen tank, because we're gonna want a couple of those as well, especially when in space. Oxygen is exceedingly important. Now, oxygen tanks, I thought there was an option to do like a smaller oxygen tank. Okay, I didn't realize oxygen tanks were this big. Okay, we'll have to figure out a way around this. Maybe we'll put it on the roof right there. I mean, it sounds like what's going to happen is we're not going to get much of this space unless we like kind of put this on the side or do something with it. But let's do our O2H2 generators first, because I think they're smaller. Nope, they are not. They are not smaller. Okay, we're gonna reevaluate a little bit. All right, now I know there are about 1,000 ways I could have laid this out, but I think I like this this one right here. We have a bunch of little hydrogen tanks. We have 12, 13, we have 14 of them, which gives us almost about a half of what one large one would do. We have this O2H2 generator right here, which connects to all this stuff right here. All this connects to that engine right there. Now, we weren't able to stick any oxygen tanks back here, so we're probably going to end up sticking those up front. Like, maybe we'll use this space for that. We'll stick an oxygen tank right there. And I probably want to stick 2 somewhere, so I'll probably put 1 right here. Maybe I'll find a place on one of these sides to put another one. But yeah, that's how we're going to kind of try and do things. Do I want to do another window? That's kind of what I'm wondering now. Do I have enough room if I want to do another window? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I could do another window right here. And then I could maybe remove this window. Or you know what I could do? Here's what I'll do. I'll make this like a small window. So I'll make this a 1x2 window instead of a 3x2. And then I'll do the same right here to give it a little bit of symmetry. And I think that'll look pretty good. And that will allow me to maybe put a door right here, because we want to add that second door, so we have a little room back here. I think that'd be kind of interesting. Oh god, that's so trippy when it does that. It's so weird because like I work like this because it looks normal, but I have to realize that actually it's more like this. So whenever anything gets chopped off, it just falls all the way to the bottom, and it looks so weird. But I'm trying to make a little bit of space right up front here for this oxygen tank. I believe I'll do something like this. As for where the Yeah, I'm probably gonna do it like this. Yeah, if I do it like that right there, I can stick the pieces through the wall. All right, as I'm building this weird stairwell on the side, we're starting to show signs of claying. I don't know what's going on, but this thing does not like it. I really need to like install that merge block I said I was going to install. That's not right. Why are these wheels doing weird stuff? Yeah, that's not great that these are doing this. What happens if I try to move them a little bit? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we might be about to see a catastrophe, but I'm going to try this. We're gonna give it a propulsion override, see if it. Okay, yeah, it works. Oh my god, it's so sketchy. This thing is so sketchy. I think it's really cool, but it's so sketchy at the same time. What kind of cockpit do we want? Control station, maybe? Thinking probably a control station is the way to go. A control seat, because it looks really good on the small grids. Well, actually, I think it looks better on the large grids. Look at it on the large grids. See, that looks pretty sweet, right? On the small grids, maybe it doesn't look as good. But it will still do nicely right here. Stick one right there. We can put a nice glass bit in front of it. Maybe we can put it back that far. I don't know how far exactly we want to put it. Definitely not there. Well, we could. Let's try for there and see how that looks. And let's give it a quick little walkthrough. By walk, I totally mean jetpack. What is that over there? I've got my things turned off. That is a super gremlin. All right, we don't need to worry about that. Let's pretend we're walking through. Doopy-doopy-doo. We're walking. Oh, there's a control seat. Can I still get down here? Yes, I can for now. Yeah, okay. I think it'll be fine. Probably. And if we need to quickly access the control seat without going through our little stairway right here, we can do that. Okay, we just got rejected from our stairway. That's fine. It'll be fine. Okay, let's get that built up. We can't build it up fully because I'm out of computers. No, I'm out of displays. But yeah. Geez, this is a lot more work than I thought it would be working on this thing. Probably okay. I'm gonna say this. Our goal for episode 29, which is this episode that we're currently in, that you guys are in the middle of, is to get this thing mostly built. So at least the shell will be built, at least the general inside stuff is built. We might not have everything set up for episode 28. We might do a little bit of tweaking at the start of episode 28 or even before it off camera. But the goal for this episode is to have everything at least kind of built. So, I mean, at least you're getting a better general idea of how the ship is going to look, at least. Now, we're probably going to add, like, a wing or two, like one on each side or something, so it looks less blocky. But, and then it'll probably come inward a little bit here. But, yeah, you're getting a general idea of what it's going to look like. Let's really quickly try and add the rest. You know, I keep saying this, but we got to get this shell done. That's the main, that's our main hindrance. So let's get the shell done. I should probably concern myself with the giant clanging of my elevator, right? Well, historically, the solution has just been to go up and then down. So let's see if that one works again. Just go up a little bit, and then down. Ooh. There we go. A nice landing. And that has worked for now. All right, cool. We have a temporary solution. All right, let's talk weaponry. So I want to have one turret on at least 3 of the sides. I think the bottom side, we're not going to worry about weapons because that's where the main, the second stage is going to be, unless we want to throw a weapon on the front, which we might do. So we might have a weapon like right there, for instance, so that once the second stage is gone, like we'll have, I mean, the second stage will only be up to like there. Or the first stage. What's it called in real life? The booster. It's only gonna be right about there. So we could have a weapon right there if we want to. I'll just keep that there for now. We're gonna have a weapon on each of the sides. So if we put a wing up, we're definitely gonna have weapons there. And that's where we might use the compact weapons from Ravenbolt. But for this one, we have a really nice spot for a standard Gatling gun, don't we? If we wanted to stick a weapon right there. And check that out. Now we have like, I mean, the roof will continue like that. So this just barely sticks over the roof. I think it'll look pretty cool. And we might double that up right there and have a second gun maybe up closer to the front. So if we do get into any combat, we do have those things. And then, again, maybe some compact weapons on the side here. All right, we're really getting there. I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick the door right... wait, I'm upside down. What? I'm confused. This is the front. I think we're going to stick the door right here because it offers us a potential airlock. So we can have that right there. And then this would be the second door. Or I guess this will be the first door, and that would be the second door leading in. So we have this area as a little airlock where we could turn off the air and do stuff. We might have to move the chair a little bit so that this can actually lock. But yeah, we can deal with that in a bit. I was going to put the door right here, but again, that doesn't offer that airlock potential. So yeah, this is going to be just a window, and the main door will be up there. Okay, let's keep it. We're almost there. I mean, I still need to figure out how to do this wing, and I have no earthly idea how we're going to get a wing to fit here. But at least as far as getting the shell for the main craft goes, I think we're almost there. We just need to add in all these little details. And then we'll be there. We have a hunchback dropship spawning in. I don't think that's going to bother us. Yeah, it looks like it's in fact getting a little farther away as we speak. So that's probably going to be fine. Okay, I'm trying to come up with a pretty cool wing design. This is what I initially just like kind of thought out. And it looks, I mean, it kind of looks like an ear from the front. If we had two, it would definitely look like this was a face with two ears looking at us. All right, this is the wing style I've decided on. I didn't like any of the wing things that I was doing before, and I think this one looks pretty good. Essentially what we're just gonna do is stick some thrusters in here. So a lot of this siding stuff that I did that looks pretty cool, we're gonna remove anyway because we're gonna have to put thrusters in there. But let me show you this. So thruster, we're gonna go with the ions because that's what we're using. Let's grab one of those. We're gonna use the small ones. So like this one right here, they'll probably stick out a little bit like that, and we'll probably like do up the edges so it looks a little bit nicer as well. So we'll have ion thrusters there. We'll have a couple sticking out the back like this as well to act as backup ion thrusters. Just in case these ones aren't doing so well, we'll have those so we at least have a little bit of stuff. And then what I'm talking about here is we're probably gonna remove a couple of these. Maybe like this. And we'll stick. Now, I know I kind of screw up our windows over there, so rip windows. But, you know, it's fine. It's for the cause. So, yeah, we'll have a couple of thrusters right there. And if we don't have enough power, we can even add more on the side right here if we need to. So we can add either, if we want to keep them in a straight line, we could add one on this side right here. Or we could just do, like, some on the bottom and the top as well. We're going to do them on the top right here as well. So probably the same thing. We'll remove these and stick some thrusters like this facing up, and we're going to do the same thing on the bottom right here. So this is going to help us get our thrusters in every direction, and we'll have, so since we'll have a wing on either side, that's pretty good. So if an enemy destroys this wing right here, we'll still have another one on the other side, so it'll be fine. Alright, while I'm building this second wing, you can see a little bit of a cutaway here on this one. I've built like half of it, and I haven't put the top on yet. But this is pretty much how the engines are laid out. You've got all of these like that. And you have a lot of empty space right here, which I realize you could probably put something there. I don't know what I would want to put there, but if I wanted to, I could like throw maybe some hydrogen stuff there. Like I could make this little arm a little bit larger and have like a connection going through there and then actually have something there. I don't know. That's a pretty cool idea. But I think we're kind of getting there. We just need to do a little bit more shell work and we'll be there. Honestly, all the thrusters are pretty good. We need to figure out where we want to put gyro. That's where we can put gyros. Yo, okay. Let me actually cut away this one a little bit as well so we can see the inside. And I'll add them here as well. But yeah, we're probably going to stick a couple of gyros here, which will allow us to move our ship easier. So maybe like something like this. We'll go, I don't know how many gyros we need for this thing. We'll go probably 3 on each side. Will probably be good. For a large ship, I know you want to have like 100 gyros or something. It's crazy. But for this one, we should be fine. So let's do that, and then let's continue building this thing. We're almost there, guys. We've almost built the entire shell, and then once we've done that, we got to do the inside. But since we've been thinking about the inside as we've been building the shell, we're honestly pretty good on the inside as well. We just need to figure out where to put this other oxygen tank. If we want another oxygen tank, that is. We could have our only oxygen tank on the front. That might be a little dangerous, though. Up there, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. So I just reloaded the world, and I think I broke my elevator, kind of. Apparently the weight of this thing when spawning in is a little too much for this guy, and now it doesn't want to move or anything. I mean, it moves very slightly, but it doesn't... You know what? I probably need to put a gyroscope on it or something, and that'll probably fix it. We need to somehow, like, bring this in so it doesn't look like a gigantic thing. Okay, that's just a super gremlin. So it doesn't look like a gigantic block. We need to kind of curve this in somehow, but I don't really know how. But we're going to find a way to do it. And then we need to start adding the interior stuff. So for that, we're going to need a survival kit. We're going to need a refinery assembler. We're going to need cargo. And then we want to make sure we add a parachute to this thing as well, just in case. You know, you always want to have that parachute in case things go really bad. You can fall back on something. All right, let's get to building. Let's get down to building to construct the ship. Okay, so I'm really bad at fronts of ships, but I'm trying to do some sort of like nose cone look or something, and this is where I'm at. It's a process. I mean, this gives us a lot of space for the cockpit, so I don't know if this is how much space we want. We might want even less. But the problem is if I try and use this design here, this angle doesn't fit very well with this door location. I mean, it's fine on this side. This side will work no matter what we do. Well, I mean, I guess we could... Yeah, we could try it. It'll give us a lot of armor on the front. Let's try and see if we can take this nose cone a little further. Let's see what it looks like. I'm so happy that they added all these blocks, by the way. I mean, by now it was a couple updates ago, but still, adding all these blocks that the community had required mods for before, is a really good thing. And it gives us a kind of curvy feel. I'm really scared of this thing, by the way. We're not launching this episode. There's entirely a chance when we load in next episode, this thing just kind of plops to the ground because this is severely unstable. All of this weight is being pushed on this side of this thing, so it's kind of torquing this thing around a little bit. If we wanted to solve that, we could either... I mean, the wheels aren't strong enough, unfortunately, to hold it to its shape, but we could add a counterweight on the other side if we wanted to fix this. Yeah, I don't know. It's for now it's fine. We'll add thrusters to that thing when we want to actually bring it up, or we'll just drive this with this or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out. What I really should have done is I should have added that thing right here that I wanted to add to this, and then connected it right here so we wouldn't have to worry about any of this. But you know, you live and you learn, right? Okay, let's finish this front. Let's get this front finished. Perhaps we're almost to the point where I think it's gonna look pretty decent. Once we get this thing kind of looking good, it'll be fine. That said, we have a reaver closing in on our position, so it's time to get up here and get ready to fight. This is our first reaver of the episode, and let's see how this one turns out. Hopefully it'll turn out good. We still have ammo. We checked at the first part of the episode. I'm not going to get into Burt turrets. I'm going to get into missile turret this time. Oops, that's the wrong one. Because the Burt turrets do all right by themselves. I don't want to hinder their abilities. I don't know how far missiles go. Okay, there goes Burt. Yeah, see what I mean? Burt turrets do fine. We don't need to do anything. Yeah, it's down. It's down. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Oh man. Okay, we're probably gonna get killed by any turrets if it still has them. Let's grab our gun actually real quick while we're here. I see some fire. I see some green. This is, yeah, no, this has got to be the reaver we just killed. I didn't take all of the original reaver that we killed last episode that we were getting. So I think this, yeah. Wait, hang on. This is small grid. This is large grid. Okay, I'm a little confused. We seem to have two reavers here. Unless it had like a small grid component that it was gonna like launch at us or something. At least as far as this one goes, I can just go yoink all this stuff. Small grid stuff is easy. But the large grid stuff would require a welder, which unfortunately we don't have as of last episode. So let's take a couple of trips, try and get everything back to our base. That's blinking. That's blinking. I'm gonna back up and give it a yeah, that was active. I don't know if grinding them would cause them to explode, but I didn't want to take the chance. I swear I did a Spacebusters video on that a while ago. I just don't remember the result. If any of you guys remember the result of that, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll just like look it up or something. But or I mean, we can test it here if we find another one.
Inventory full.
But at what cost? Okay, so this right here is the new stuff that I haven't really vetted for to see if there's interior turrets. But you know, who needs to vet to see if there's interior? That's gonna make a lot of ice spawn, so I'm skeptical about if I want to destroy that. That said, we could certainly use the ice potentially. For our new ship. Wait a second. That's not ice, is it? Or is that just rock? Okay, that's just stone. I was like, there's not ice under our base, is there? Because that would have invalidated a couple of episodes of looking for ice in the wilderness. If it was just under our base, or nearby our base at least. All right, guys, I got like probably 8 to 10 trips of stuff. I'm not going to get any more. There's still some stuff out there. It'll just get trash collected. That's fine. I'm not going to spend the whole episode trying to go and grab materials. What we need is a welder, but we're not going to build one in this episode because we're about to leave the planet anyway. We're not leaving the planet for good, by the way. We're only leaving it for a little bit. We're going up there to search for the great beyond, to see what's out there. And then we'll come back to the planet, because what I want to, most of this season, or I don't know if this is going to be, I don't really know how this series is going to work. Some of you have asked me if, since it's called Survival 2021, some of you have asked me if it's going to end when 2021 ends. I don't think it's going to. We still have a lot of stuff we want to do. It'll probably just become Survival 2022 or something. Or maybe it'll still be called Survival 2021. I don't know. Just like COVID-19 is called 19 because it was discovered in 19. 2021 could be called that because it started. And then next time, I don't know, this whole series was started earlier in 2021, so it kind of made sense, but now it doesn't make as much sense. But yeah, we're not going up to space for good. Don't worry. We'll be coming back down to Pertam after maybe a couple episodes of space exploration. When we finally end the series down the road, I don't know when that will be, but it'll probably be by going to space in a much larger ship, but more permanently, to build like a gigantic base or something. And then it would make sense to kind of start a new season in space. But for now, we're still happily on Pertam, and we're going to space just for a temporary exploration so we can see what's up there, maybe find some outposts. But all right, let's continue building. All right, the nose of the ship looks interesting. I definitely need to give it a once or even twice or maybe even thrice over. A lot of work needs to be done here, but I'm probably going to do that off camera because I'd like to move to the interior to start working on what's going to be inside the ship. And the first thing I want to do is add a survival kit, I think. So let's get in there. We can use this window up here that we haven't added yet, and we're going to add a survival kit in here. This is going to be very important because we're probably going to end up dying. Where did this come from? I don't know. But we're probably going to end up dying a couple times. Well, I mean, we might not. Hopefully not. But if we do, it's always nice to have a survival kit to respawn on. So how big is this thing? This thing is pretty large. So I think the way I'm going to do this, in fact, is I'm going to have a... actually, do I want to do it like that? Hang on now. I need to move this out of the way. Can I store all the material? Yes, I can. Okay, awesome. I mean, it would make sense for me to put everything on this side, wouldn't it? Because if I did that, then... I mean, I'd have this little corridor where I can walk to this side, then this would be the main corridor going down. We'd have everything on this side. Yeah, that kind of makes more sense, doesn't it? So let me see what the survival kit has. Double connection on the side. So if I do survival kit there, I can then do cargo containers placed around it, because cargo is also going to be pretty important. Okay, let's get out of here and grab some interior plates so we can build some cargo containers. Maybe like placed upward like that. 1, 2 gives us a walking space here. All right, so this is pretty perfect. I like this. So we have the survival kit right here, cargo container. Now they block the view from down there, so either I'm going to fill those in or put the windows there anyway. I don't know which, but with these, since they're faced upward, we can actually connect them to whatever we place on top of this. So for that, I want to place, what else do we need in this thing? Oh, welders and assemblers. So, or not welder, but refinery. So let's get that stuff in here. Yeah, the industrial one unfortunately does not have a small grid design, which is fine. It makes sense. But we can place this refinery. Large ship refinery is not available for... Okay, maybe we can place a small... Well, I mean, we do have the survival kit, so that's already pretty good. But if we could place... Oh, okay, so you can't place a refiner on a small ship. I didn't actually realize that. Can we place an assembler on a small ship? No, we can't. Okay, so survival kit's all we're going to be able to do. I could have sworn you used to be able to put refineries and assemblers on small grid. Maybe they changed that? I don't know. But let's look about that oxygen tank, because I want to see about adding that. Oxygen? Definitely, we're going to want a second oxygen tank. So as far as oxygen tanks go, this one has 2 small connectors on one side and 1 large connector on another side. So what we could do is we could stick that right there, and it would automatically connect to what we have up top next to the vent. So if we stick that right there, then we could even use this to attach more cargo if we want more cargo, which I think we do, because let's think about it. 2 medium cargo containers is how much we had for the for our miners, right? So, and since we're not using the maximum efficiency for these things, it would be probably a good idea to have more than 2. So let's go with a 3rd and even a 4th right there. So now we have like a strip of machinery right here, which is going to allow us to pretty much do whatever we want. Just the assembler refinery combo that is the survival kit, plus 4 medium cargo containers. In addition to these things, one thing we're going to want to make sure that we have is going to be a parachute. So let me press G and go for parachutes. This is something I always forget to use, but we absolutely need this. Where's the parachute? Oh, parachute hatch is what it's called. So the as far as the parachute hatch works, is it has a little connection on the bottom. So either you can manually put your parachutes in, or you can have them connected to a cargo container that has access to all of your parachute stuff. I think what we're going to do is we're going to make this window a little smaller. Actually, you know what? It doesn't make sense to have a window where there's no view. So we're actually going to shift this window so it's only above the walkway, and we're going to make it so that this is going to come around like this. This right here is going to come back this way, and you know what? This will actually provide a redundancy for our weapon as well. I need more stuff. So redundancy is always good, especially on ships that might get attacked. We're hoping not to get attacked, but if we do, we'd like to have that redundancy. So there's a we have that connection right there that goes down. Then we have this redundant connection here that goes down right there, just in case the first one somehow gets severed, and we still need the gun to be active. So let's close this up. There we go, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. So we're going to come over this way, and we're going to give a redundant connection over here as well. Instead of going up there, we're actually going to go 1 level down and do the connection over here, which is going to be a little uglier on the inside because you're going to be able to see all these connection things from the inside. But what it's also going to do is going to allow us to have our parachute hatch look a little bit nicer on the outside. Okay, so what that allows us to do right there is now we can hide the connection from up top, first of all, so that's kind of nice. But we can also, and in fact, we're going to hide it right here too. Put one of those, yeah, we already did it on the other side. We can also do something like this, where we throw the parachute hatch right there, and now we can actually have the hatches connected to our stuff down there, so that if we want to, just put a bunch of parachutes in our cargo container and not have to worry about setting them up, we can absolutely do that. Okay, the last thing we want to make sure that we add to this ship as far as components go is going to be batteries, because they are going to be extremely important. Let's go in through our top area right here, which is getting smaller and smaller. It's shrinking. And we're going to find a place to add batteries. Now, can we add them in here, maybe? Yeah, we can certainly add one against this wall right here. We're going to want a couple. And in fact, we don't want this window anymore. This was going to be a window to look into this room, but since we don't have the walkway out there, it doesn't make sense. But it gives us this nice area for a battery. So that's silver lining, right? Can we stick one on top as well? We could, actually. Let's put a battery up there. Where's my Now, here's the thing. I don't want to have all my batteries in one location, though. I feel like that's a bad idea. So we're just like with the oxygen tank, we're going to add a redundant battery, and I'm actually looking at this area up here as a decent spot. So let's try that. If I were to put a battery maybe right there. Are batteries airtight? That's one thing I don't know. We're going to put it right there so we can see the thing. And we'll find out if it's airtight because once we add these doors, it'll be very easy to tell. Alright, the last thing I want to do for this ship in this episode, we're definitely not going to finish the ship by the end of this episode. We still have a lot of work that we need to do to it. It's mostly done, but we just need to add some hull changes. I mean, we're gonna finish this up. Probably off camera, we're going to make this hull look a little bit nicer. Or maybe just at the start of the next episode, we'll get all this stuff finished up. But yeah, what I want to do is I want to add this thing in here as well. So let's go ahead and throw our merge blocks where they need to be, right there. And then we're going to add our ship. So for this ship right here, what we're going to do is, this is going to be the top of it. And then this is going to be probably the main part. Let me take a look at how big this thing needs to be. So what this is going to be is just a giant booster rocket. It's going to be about that tall, maybe this tall, if I want to make it crazy. Yeah, but that doesn't connect, does it? Because I don't think you can add blocks to... No, you absolutely can. Hang on. That does connect. Okay. what we need then is also a shell. I'm gonna add a shell around this thing as well. So we're gonna change our paint to an orange color because this whole thing is gonna be like a dark-ish orange. So let's get this shell built. I'm gonna do something like this. So that's the parachute hatch right there. Then we have 1, 2, 3. Wait, how big is the block we're trying to build? It's not 5, is it? Oh, it is 5. Hang on. So we have 1, 2, 3. Let's do it like this then. Yeah, let's do it like this. So we're gonna have a small cargo container as well right here, which is going to store the that's gonna store the actual parachute pieces. So even when that's missing a display, I'm pretty sure I can use it. I think that display is not yeah, because it's functional. So I can absolutely use this even without the display. But yeah, so once that's there, we're going to add our things, our main things. And we're probably just gonna go 2, I think. 1, 2, and then have a thrust. Well, so this is gonna curve kind of like what we did up there, except nicer. It's gonna have a nose cone. So this is we're gonna make this rounded, so you won't actually be able to see those things right there. But and then we'll probably make it. Let's make it a little longer. Let's make it 1 more, I think, and it'll look decent. So at this point, we're not even really doing it for the utility. We're doing it for the looks because it doesn't need to be this long. Technically, it only needs to be 1 of these containers, and it would absolutely be fine. I guess the only main question that I'm gonna have is how the heck are we gonna charge this thing? What we could do is we could like temporarily connect something there, charge all these up, or power, like get hydrogen in there, and then disconnect it. I don't know. That might work. All right, at this point we probably don't need this many thrusters, but it's gonna look cool if we add them. So let's add some thrusters in a. Oops, we don't want those ones. In a nice location. We only have downward facing thrusters, by the way. This is going to be interesting. It should be fine because this thing is only supposed to get us up. It doesn't need to worry about bringing us to any side, so it's going to always be facing that way. And since it's merged onto this, it should work. So this will handle all the gyro stuff, and then this thing will turn when it needs to. But anyways, there are a couple more things I want to do in this episode, so we're going to leave this ship unfinished. Mostly finished, I should say. It's just needs a little bit of work. But one of the things I want to do is I want to attempt to get this connected. I don't know if we'll be able to, but I want to give it an attempt, at least. So we're going to grab as many of these as we can, and then we're going to make that attempt. So... Alright everybody, after trying this for a very long time, I think I finally have it-ish. The elevator still doesn't really work, but if I lower the strength of the wheels so that they're not fully strengthened, it actually sort of aligns everything. So all the sides are kind of even now, and I can actually get this connection. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and connect this with switch lock. Okay, so now the wheels are officially connected. This thing cannot move any longer unless it's just getting clanged from the from that right there. So we probably sorted this situation out. So yeah, I think that's probably as much as we're gonna do of the ship in this episode. There are a couple more things I want to do after we did that. That's like one of the main things. But the other things I want to do is I want to add a since that's now connected, and since this can connect to the base, even though it's not fully connected yet. I want to add a charging station. So what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna go into, I don't know where we want to put it. Maybe into this side right here. So we're going to go in just a little bit. So we'll probably go in 1 block. Let's just do that. We're going to go in 1 block. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make like an O2H2 generator area. And we're probably only going to have like 4 of them, but that should give us enough charging power. So it's going to be kind of a small room. But 4 O2H2 generators working full time in order to get us hydrogen should be enough. It's gonna be a mega small room, but let's grab the O2H2 generator. O2H2 generator, and we're gonna put it like probably like this, I think, so that we can actually so it's easy to access. It's not like directly when you come in the door. It's just a little bit there. And we're gonna do oh shoot, how many? Hang on now. No, I think we are gonna do it like that. Actually, that's fine. We're gonna do it like so, and then we're going to probably connect them back here. Now, we could also... No, it's... Well, that would look cool, though. Yeah, that would look cool, though. Let's do the one that looks cool. We're out of motors now. We've used our last motors, but we can at least place these. So we're going to do something like that. Then we're going to do this. Bam. Bam. And the same thing right here. Because it looks cool, I think. Alright, our power station will grow larger. Not really. It'll stay the same size as long as this is efficient. And there we go. Now this thing should hopefully be grabbing ice already. Yeah, so this already has ice. It may have grabbed all of the... Yeah, I think it grabbed all... I can't even see what's in that one. Let me show my O2 H2 generators and let's see these. So, yeah, this one's hogged a little bit of ice, but it might be sharing it. I don't know. But those should allow... nope, let's turn that off. Oh my gosh, that would have been horrible, just having those on all the time. Okay, thruster. I did a lot of weird things with the thrusters as I was building them, turning them on and off. Like the ion ones I turned off because they were using up all my power. But yeah, okay. All the thrusters are now off. Now we should be actually accumulating stuff. In fact, let's check before we move on to the final thing we're going to do in this episode. Oh, okay. K. Every kiss begins with K. Yeah, okay, we do have completed hydrogen tanks, and they are already 100% full. What? Really? Okay, I guess we're good on hydrogen. Don't know what to do with the excess. Oxygen. Tanks. Let's see how these are doing. Yeah, that one's 100% full. We can complete that one. That'll probably fill up pretty quickly. I want to see how quickly that fills up because I'm impressed that those other ones are full. Let's go in upside down. Okay. Yeah, we grabbed all the stuff to complete this and a couple of... Here, actually, we can access it here. Let's press K. Good lord, that fills up quickly. I wonder what happens to the... Well, I mean, I guess we have 4 large ship oxygen or O2H2 generators working on it, so... Well, you know what? Now, while we're here, might as well just set up one of those large hydrogen engines. Alright, there we go. With that connection, I made it in red so that we can, so we know to remove it before we take off. But with this connection, we should now be able to charge this thing right here, this hydrogen engine. So let me make sure these guys are still going. They all... Wait. Are they not? Hang on. Let me take a look at this real quick. Hydrogen tank, 0%. Wait, hang on. Why are you not charging if I made that connection? Alright, I have found the culprit. It is because we forgot to build up this guy. All these right here are connected to this guy right here. So unless that guy's built up, this won't charge. So now that should be charging. If I go back into here and go to hydrogen tank, I should be able to see, yes, it is now charging, and very quickly, might I say. That's a lot of hydrogen, by the way. That's too much hydrogen. But we're only doing it like this because it looks cooler. So, yeah. Alright, and finally, the last thing I want to do in this episode, and this is something we should have done last episode as soon as we realized that, that our poor welding ship was destroyed, but we need to make a memorial. So our welding ship died right under here, so we're going to make a memorial right here for it. And to do so, we're going to start with the landing gear. Let me see if I can get this to... I don't know if I'll be able to get this to line up perfectly. We'll try it, though. Now, this does mean this is now hallowed? This is now hallowed ground. I can no longer, like, dig in this general area. I can dig over there if I want to and around the wall, but I cannot disturb this area where the... Okay, that's not great. Let me try and get it better. Where the thing died. That's not bad. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfectly level. That's fine. Alright, I don't know how our grave is going to look. I have done one of these in the past. In Season 1 of my first ever survival thing, we did do a grave for one of our ships. And it was a cross. I don't know if we're going to do another cross. I think we might just do well, actually, I have an idea. I have a good idea. We will do this. Oh my god. Okay, this is a little ridiculous at this point, but it's going to be fine. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Have any of you guessed what I'm doing yet? Probably. Probably at least there are a couple of you guys who know exactly what's going on here. Oh, no, that's not right. Alright. In the arms of the angel. Here we go. Let's get this thing built. First, landing gear. It's all red. I'm going to change the color to white because the welder was itself colored white. So I'm going to make this a memorial that looks kind of like the welder. And I guess in spirit we would have collected the welder's pieces and maybe made this memorial out of them, so that this would be like a true thing offline. What I can do as well is I'm gonna put right in the back right here. I'm going to stick one of these guys since I brought one with me. I planned this out, everybody. Okay, there we go. And we're going to make this white. So P, white-ish. That's a shame. Okay, it kind of looks more like mouse ears than a heart, but you know, you get the idea. Here, let's just fix it real quick. All right, there we go. Now it comes to a better point. I think we need to raise this one more. Let's just get this up one. All right, just give it a little bit of padding and we are good. Let's remove this as well. Okay, we've got to say a couple of words about our welder slash grinder. I don't think it ever had a name, so it's literally just welder slash grinder. All right, I don't know how to do this. Welder and grinder, you were a great welder. Your grinding was okay. I mean, it became better when we added 2 grinders, but honestly, it could have been better from the start. I think I've learned my lesson about using hinges on ships. That said, the ship behind me also has hinges on it, so maybe I didn't learn my lesson, but that's beside the point. You were a great ship. You brought many materials to and from where they needed to go. You helped me build up the fort. This fort is in your gratitude. Wait, this fort is in your debt because you know, you were the one who built this entire fort pretty much. We were a great team, especially when we were deconstructing the ships with your grinding additions. Yeah, this welder slash grinder is survived by 1 miner, as well as a honk the tonk and a truck thing that we have. May our welder and grinder find good usage in the afterlife. All right, everybody, that is our memorial for the welder and grinder, and that's also going to be the end of this episode. I mean, okay, it was a long episode for me because we did a lot of work on this ship, and it took a long time. I probably edited it down quite significantly, but I think we finally have something that we're proud, it could use a little bit of work, and it will certainly get that work, either off camera or right in the start of next episode. We'll do a time lapse or something like that before we take off. But I guess that brings me to my next point. I want you guys' suggestions. What do you guys think we should do for this ship? Last episode I ended with just a shell of the thing, and you guys told me to extend it. That turned out to be a pretty good idea. What are you guys' ideas for this ship now? Because I'll definitely, you know, do them. Whether it's defensive ideas or whether it's just ideas to make the thing look a little bit better. Please let me know. The cockpit still has to be done. But please let me know what you guys think. Next episode's going to be an interesting one because we're going to be taking off to go to space, and I really don't know what to expect. Hopefully we don't die. We just lost all of our power, so we're about to lose our light as well, probably. But I really don't know what to expect next episode. I have not been to space in this series, so I don't know what's up there. Are there tons of reavers? Are there stations that we could go and dock at and stuff? We don't have a docking port on this thing. We should probably get one. We should probably add that. But it's going to be interesting, I think. We'll probably be up there for maybe one or two episodes, just kind of looking around, seeing what there is to see. But yeah, it's going to be fun. But anyways, give me your suggestions for everything to do with everything, I guess. I love to read suggestions, and they're always very helpful with getting things to look right or act right or anything in between. If you guys like this episode, please hit that like button, put your comments and your suggestions down in the comments section, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Space Engineers. Emphasis on the space.